Hello guys, it's Gary here. Welcome to my channel. And I am now a vlogger of perfume, and today I'm going to introduce you one of my favorite perfume brands, which is called the Maison Francis Kurkdjian Paris, and the abbreviation is MFK. Now there's not a flagship store in Chinese mainland, so I bought this one in Hong Kong last week. So I will introduce you this kind of series that I called Amyris Homme today. So MFK is created by an internationally renowned perfumer called Francis Kurkdjian, and he has designed visionary fragrances that melt uncompromising quality and contemporary flair. So for more than 20 years, he has explored new creative territories in fragrances through its own bespoke fragrance atelier, collaborations with artists, and some pop-up installations. So I really like the philosophy of this brand. It told that our mission is to bring joy to our customers by creating an uplifting journey through fragrances. I really agree with this slogan. So I have smelled lots of series on Hong Kong, and I chose the Amyris Homme, and this one is not the most famous one of MFK, and the most famous one is the Baccarat Rouge 540. But I think the fragrance is too strong, and maybe it's more suitable for female, and it's not very good for college students. So I just chose this one, and I really like the fresh and woody fragrance here. Okay, so now let's begin our introduction. Before wearing it, I can apparently smell the orange fruity fragrance with very sweet and fresh. It's not woody. You can't smell woody first. Maybe it's hide in the base note. Okay, so let's have a try. Wow, it's too much. Wow. For top note, you can smell it's very strong citrus, orange, the mixture of fruits, and it brings you a very, it will make people feel you a very enthusiastic, outgoing person. It's very zesty. It's sparkling, joyful, and it's the main compound of a mixture of fruits. I think it's Mandarin predominantly, of course. Okay, so let's wait for about 1 hour, and we can see what will come in the middle, because I bought the version is EDT, so the scent will not be lasting for too long, about 4 hours to 6 hours. Okay, after 1 hour, let's see what the fragrance will be like in the middle. Well, I have to say that the sweet of the fruits still existing, but it's a little bit fading away, and the rosemary replaces the most. It's very classical fragrance of rosemary. It's aromatic, herbaceous, and a little bit very, very slightly the woody inflections, and maybe it's camphorated, very slight. But if you very smell carefully, you can feel it, the woody fragrance. And it's a little bitter and slightly metallic, the smell of leather. I think maybe it's saffron. So MFK really likes to use it on the top layer of a fragrance to break the sweetness of citrus notes. It is often also associated with oud-based perfumes and amber accords. And I think it's the fragrance of Amyris, and it's also what is named with this kind of series, because the series is called Amyris Homme. So the Amyris is kind of a tree. It exhales very sweet scents that oscillate between cedar and spicy. So cedar is a very common ingredient. We'll add it in some woody based fragrance. So we can smell the Amyris. It's a little bit spicy, slightly smoky sandalwood. Okay, so and so far I can smell a little bit woody scent, but it is not strong, and the predominant scent is still the sweetness of the fruit, accompanied by a little bit bitter and the smells of saffron. Okay, thanks for waiting. Thanks for stay tuned, and I think it's time to introduce you guys the base note. Well, I think I can smell a strong sense of wood, some woody fragrance. The first one is cedar, because I'm very familiar with this fragrance, because I bought a lot of perfume that contains this ingredient. So this is very typical smell that comes out when you sharpen a pencil. It's woody, dry, and slightly spicy and creamy. So I searched on Google, and it told me that the cedar used in this kind of perfume is not the same as used in other perfumes. So this is a North American cedar, and also called red cedar because of the color of its wood. And several types of cedars are commonly used in perfumery, but this one comes into play in the base note, which gives a kind of verticality to its woody theme, and it's quite different from the other three main varieties used in perfumery: the drier Texas cedar, the animalic, and the leathery Atlantic cedar, or the smoky Chinese cedar. So I think the North American cedar using it will make it more special, or more charming. And another one is the tonka bean from Brazil. It's a very raw, rare, and precious ingredient. Its facet evokes slightly vanilla scented and sweetened shortbread tart. And if you really smell carefully, you can smell a little bit scent that is called iris. So iris is also used in perfume to prolong the lasting time of the perfume, and it's also very precious. So there's a saying that if in the hearts of perfumers the rose is the queen of flowers and jasmine the king, then the iris is the empress. So we can see, it's a really great and precious ingredient that added in it and makes the scent more special. Okay, so this is the three notes of this series that is called Amyris Homme, but that's all based on my subjective feelings. So I don't know if you like it. So every perfume needs your personal trying, and after your personal trying, you can have a really great and your own feelings about each perfume. In general, it's a fresh and woody fragrance. It places in a whirlwind of scents with aromatic notes of mandarin and rosemary warmed with a tonka bean absolute. So it's a really captivating and luminous fragrance. Not only fresh, vital, but also exists the mature of a man. The woody fragrance will make the fragrance more mature. So I really like this kind of perfume, and I think it's very different from any other woody fragrance, woody based perfume I've ever smelled. Okay, so here's the end of today's sharing. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.